Hello everybody and welcome to Claret and Booze. This is Nick out on the road. Just thought I'd do you a quick update really on all these news stories that are coming out, all these transfer links. Obviously we've got the really exciting one in Carlos Borges or Borges or Bogey, however you say his name. All I do know is he's rapid, he's exciting, fantastic player. I think we've probably all seen some of his show reels now. He's quick, he's fast, he's direct. He's a left winger for Man City, probably their most talented youth player. I got corrected yesterday by saying he was Man City's most talented young player, but no, he's their most talented youth player, is in their youth setup. And if you look at the list of players that they've sold from their youth academy over the past, 2 years, the majority of them have gone on to do good things, and this kid is regarded as being one of the best by a country mile. His goal scoring record, his assist record is insane. He will be perfect for the way that I assume that David Moyes wants to play next season, which will be direct in a fast-paced counter-attacking setup with Bowen on one side and this young man on the other side. He looks brilliant. Really excited about this one. 14 million, an absolute steal, that is. I know they've got a buyback clause, but look, at the end of the day, he'll do us for 2 or 3 years, and the only way they're going to buy him back is if he's been a roaring success. And if he's been a roaring success, we've got Tim Steidten now. If we lose a player and he goes back to Man City, let's face it, he's going to have to be some player for Man City to buy him back. So if they do that, then we'll just go again and we'll go and get another one. Maybe Man City can give us their next generation, young player that we can do the same with. Absolutely fine, no issue with that. So, yeah, really, really excited about this player. Came from nowhere as well. I'm also kind of excited about what it means for us to be signing a player of this profile, 14 million, which is big money, for an unproven player, because he's the best player in Premier League 2. No Premier League experience, no first team experience, none. This is the most anti-Sullivan and Moyes signing going, which does prove to me that Tim Steidten isn't toothless in all of this. He's bang involved, and this came from nowhere. I know that we were linked with the player about 6 weeks ago, and people are saying this was before Tim Steidten came in. Look, Tim Steidten was on gardening leave. He joined West Ham far before he officially joined us. He's been working with West Ham for an awful long time. But that being the case, I could see this being a Rob Newman influence. Obviously, he came from Man City, so he's going to have contacts at City. And apart from anything else, you haven't got to be a genius to go and pick the best player from an academy or the best player of Premier League 2. So I just think if that is the case, if it is a Newman suggestion, which I hope it is, that obviously Tim Steidten's not stubborn. He will listen. If somebody fits the profile of player that he wants to sign, he will sign them. He's not going to be stubborn and stuck in his ways like some. So I think it's really good because, look, we know that Rob Newman would have proposed many players in this profile throughout the last window, throughout the last year. We know that Rob Newman, who joined in October 2021, proposed Alvarez. And David Moyes admitted himself that he said he didn't want him because we had Antonio in that January transfer window. January 2022, he moves to Man City for about 15 million. So this is a change in dynamic, which I'm really, really relieved about. Right, moving on to these rumours that we're going back in again with an improved offer for Paulinha. Now, look, I'm not getting caught up in this one because I don't believe it. I don't believe that West Ham could be stupid enough to spend £50 million plus on a 28-year-old central defensive midfielder. Why would we do that? Why would we play hardball like we did on getting that money in for Declan Rice, a 24-year-old central defensive midfielder that was sold for 100 million, to go out and buy a 28-year-old who's only going to be going downwards from this point? He's not going to get any better. He's at his peak, which means it's dead money. Because in 4 years' time, when Declan Rice is worth 100 million, probably more, and Arsenal could recoup their money, the money that we've invested in Paulinha will be dead money. We'll have to go and buy him again. So in a sense, it's a more expensive transfer than what Arsenal have just given out, because Arsenal have made an investment. We would just be pissing money down the toilet. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I know he's a good player. I've seen his stats. Great tackle stats. Horrendous yellow card stats. I've seen it. If we get him, I'll support him. He'll be a bit of a cult hero because he likes to tackle. But is it the type of signing that I want to see at West Ham? No. No, I want it. I want it to be the other way. I want to, this Carlos Borges. That is a type of signing that West Ham need. We're linked with Alvarez of Ajax. That's more palatable to me. He's 25. It's nowhere near as much money. You're looking at 35 million. That should be where we're targeting for the central defensive midfield. We're trying to bring in James Ward-Prowse. I can't see that happening, and I pray to God that it doesn't happen. Look, listen. I know he's a tidy player. He is. But bringing in James Ward-Prowse is the equivalent of bringing in Andy Carroll to play up front for you. We're going to play in a certain way with him in the team. It's going to be 10 men behind the ball with Bowen, Borges and Antonio, or whoever else is in that team, throwing themselves to the floor to win a free kick whenever you're 25 yards from goal. That's all it's going to be. We're going to be one-dimensional. I don't think he offers much more than that. I know there's a lot of people that say his running stats are up there with the best. Yeah, so is Souček's. He's an average central midfielder if you take away the set pieces. He just is. There are far better players out there. He's another one that's 28. There's no resale value. Southampton have said that they want £40 million for him. And they want the money up front. Now, we might be able to negotiate that down. I'm sure we will. I'm sure if we offer them 30 million, they'd probably go for it. But the fact remains, the sticking point is going to be getting West Ham to pay up front. We don't do that. We don't do what we asked Arsenal to do. We will never do that. We won't pay up front. Therefore, I see the James Ward-Prowse deal as a dead rubber. I don't think that's going anywhere. And I hope that is the case as well. Yeah, but it looks like things are moving now, at least. It does. It does. So it's going to be very interesting over the coming days. It looks like, again, like I say, I'm just relieved that this Carlos Borges represents a change of direction, that one signing, because that 14 million is more than pump money. You don't spend 14 million on a player that you're going to bring in and not use. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But look, that's it from me. I've got to get on the road, take my piss glasses with me. A bit wonky, ain't they? And take my piss glasses with me. I hope you enjoyed that. A very, very quick update and just my thoughts on things at the moment. And we'll be back soon. All right then. Come on, you irons.